Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Smoking DJ. Today we are going to be making some scalloped potatoes with some bacon, some onion, and cheese. It's going to be done on my grill. I'll show you guys what I'm working with right now. So I got some thick bacon here, pretty good thick cut here. Some russet potatoes that we're going to be slicing down, scalloping. We have a whole yellow onion. We also have some shredded cheese. You could go ahead and get a block and then shred it yourself, but this makes it a lot easier for me. Today's seasoning that we're going to use is going to be Kinder's. This one's really good. It's called The Blend. It's got salt, pepper, and garlic. Very, very good to use on the potatoes itself. You can use salt, pepper, or whatever else you would like for your seasoning. I choose that one there. To go ahead and scallop the potatoes, I'm going to be using mandolin. So I have a mandolin set here. You guys can see the thickness here. It's set on this one. It's set to number 3. So if you don't have a mandolin, that's fine. You can use a butcher knife. I've done it in the past as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and prep all of this, cut it up, and then I'm going to start with the bacon on this pan. Once I cut it up into smaller pieces, put the bacon in the pan, and then eventually put some of the onion in there. Let it get translucent. Once I see that it's cooked, I'll go ahead and I'll show you how we're going to go ahead and scallop the potatoes. I'll do it with the mandolin and then also with the butcher knife. And then lastly, we'll go through and we'll put the potatoes. Some people like to use a cast iron here. I have my big cast iron over here. I'm actually going to use a regular pan, just with foil on it. And the reason why is because you're able to go ahead and spread it out more than the cast iron, and it works a lot faster for me on the grill itself. So let me go ahead and wash the potatoes, cut the onion, get the bacon going, and then we'll start with the process. Thank you. All right, so I already went ahead and I chopped up the yellow onion. I did about half an onion here. You guys see that's plenty enough. And then the bacon, I got a couple of the slices. There's the rest of it there. What you want to do is you want to keep it together in a pack like this, and then you just hold them and then you just slice them across, and I'll show you guys what the end result is. It kind of just looks like that, right? So you have the bacon strips and you just start cutting them across. And then let me get this going on low. I'm going to get the pan warmed up right now. So I went through and I did most of the potatoes already on the mandolin. It's kind of the thickness that you want. You don't want it to be too thin, because then you run the risk of it burning, but you also don't want them too thick because then they won't cook. It'll take forever. The reason why I put them in this bowl with water is if you guys have ever sliced a potato, once it gets the air, it'll start browning out. So this will hold it while we continue here. I have another potato that I cut in half, and the reason why I said you guys can use a butcher block or a butcher knife here. So again, be careful with your fingers, right? You're going to slice against your knuckles here like this to ensure that you don't cut your fingers. So if you don't have a mandolin, you can just go through. And again, I'm not super fast, but hey, I'm careful. Watching your fingertips. Again, letting the knife go against your knuckles, and you will avoid cutting your finger. Okay, and you guys will see here. So there's the thickness here, and these are the ones that I did on the mandolin. So similar thickness, right? See, I'll show you guys. Okay, so if you guys don't have a mandolin, don't worry about it. You guys can go through and use a butcher knife to go ahead and slice it up. Now, with the mandolin itself, again, we have this on setting number 3. So I'll show you guys. Set it up here. Very important, right? You put it up to the blade itself, and then very important, keep your hand straight. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to go like this. Okay, keep your hand straight, and then you guys will see it's a lot faster, obviously, than using a butcher knife. But you guys will see there, it goes through and it cuts them up. So again, if you have a mandolin, a lot quicker. We did about 3 potatoes that we have here. So now that's warming up. I'm going to throw all this bacon in here. And one thing, if you guys don't know about bacon, the more the merrier. So feel free to use enough. I got the thick cut just because I like it more than the regular. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let that cook, and then we'll mix in the onions, stirring it my wooden spoon here. I'll go ahead and stir it little by little. Once I see that it's browned and ready to go, we'll pull it and we'll start laying them out on the pan that I have, the sheet there. Also, you could also spice it up a little bit. You can cut up a jalapeno, throw it in there. Some people like to throw some half and half or some heavy cream, some flour to thicken it to make like a cream or a roux. I'm just going to go through and use the bacon. So I'm going to do a layer of the potatoes, and then I'll put some bacon, some onions in there, and then a layer of cheese, and then the top layer. I think I'm only going to do 2 layers since I do have a pretty big pan there. So we'll let this cook. We'll throw the onions on there, stir it up for a little bit. It's going to be around 10 minutes or so for it to cook correctly, and get it ready, and then we'll move on to how we lay it out on the sheet. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, cool. So we have some of the fat from the bacon that's already rendered. What you want to do is you want to get rid of some of that excess oil that it's made. So just grab a bowl. Make sure it's not going to melt with the heat. Bacon fat is really good to use to cook some eggs, cook some beans, some frijoles. Love using it. Gives it great flavor. So that'll go through and harden eventually, and then we can go ahead and reuse it later. So now that the bacon is almost there, I'm going to throw the onion in here. And again, it's about half an onion that we have in here. And it's just diced. Very good. And that'll go through. And again, once it browns and becomes a little bit translucent, that means it's going to be done. We'll let that go ahead and happen. That'll be like another 10 minutes or so. And then we'll move on to the process of putting together our sheet pan with our potatoes. So about 10 minutes or so, we'll be back. Checking it out. I already have the grill on. The grill is going to be temperature I want it around 400 to 450 or so. That should give us a cook time of about an hour and a half on the grill itself. So once this is done, we'll get going with the laying out of the potatoes. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, our bacon and our onions are done. That looks really good. I'll kind of give you guys a preview here. Looks fantastic. It smells even better. So now what we're going to do, we have our sheet ready here. Lay down. Now you can lay down some butter, or you can just do oil. And the purpose of that is for the potatoes not to stick. And then again, you're just going to get them out of the water here to start laying them out. And it doesn't matter how you lay them out. Some people like to overlap them. I kind of don't, because I think it takes away from the flavor of coating the entire potato. So first thing you want to do is just lay it all out. Your first layer. And if you guys notice, these are humongous potatoes. So I only used 3. I used 2 of the big ones and a smaller one. So you can see by the size here, these things are massive. So start picking and choosing which ones fit where. Okay. Now, we already did the oil on top. I'm going to do oil, on the bottom. Then we're going to do oil on top real quick. And then that'll also work as a binder for our seasoning here. Okay, and then you just really go through and use the seasoning. There we go. And then, like I mentioned, we're going to throw some cheese. You don't have to put too much on the bottom layer here, because it'll touch the pan and then it'll get stuck. But it's just for it to have some in between the layers. So cool, that's layer number 1, and now we're moving on. There we go. Just shake off the excess water. You don't have to dry these out completely. That'll also help with the seasoning. It'll help bind the seasoning to the potato itself. All right, we got a little piece here. I'm gonna stick in there. Very good. A little bit more of this oil. Now we're gonna do the seasoning again. All right. Do some more of this cheese, and now you can be a little bit more free with the cheese on this layer, because whatever pokes through, it'll go to the bottom layer. Okay, and now we're gonna start putting our bacon on here. You know what? Let me get some of the little tongs here. So grab some of that. Just start spreading it across. That looks so good. Ready to eat. There we go. Some more over here in the corner. There you go. All right. And then we'll do our top layer. So again, you could use whichever seasoning you want. You could use, like I mentioned, the half and half. If you wanted that kind of creamy type of potato. This is going to be a quick cook on the grill. So I don't have that many left here. So that's awesome. We're going to have plenty of cheese, plenty of bacon to go around. And same thing, we're going to throw the seasoning on top. All right, now we'll do the cheese again, and now I'm going to coat it. Make sure that it gets nice and cheesy, and then we'll throw the bacon on top, and that'll just blend in nicely with the cheese, and these potatoes are going to be delicious. And again, it'll be about an hour, hour and a half or so for them to cook on the grill. I wanted to smoke them, but I have some beef ribs on the smoker right now, and it does take about 3 hours if you're going to smoke them, so it takes a little bit longer to cook. And oh, I forgot to mention, this cheese here is just regular Monterey Jack and some cheddar mixed. So you guys can choose whichever one you want. Sharp cheddar is really good. I've done these potatoes with some Parmesan cheese as well, which is delicious. So, you know, whatever you want. On the smoker, I'd probably get some Gouda, because it gives it a different flavor, some smoked Gouda cheese. So we'll just continue putting this on here, and then we'll take it out to the grill, and I'm sure it's already up to temperature, and then we will start to cook. Okay, see you outside. Okay, so we're out here now with the grill. It's about a 450 or so. That's about 450, and this grill here is a 5-burner grill. What I have the outside pilots on, so I have this one on and the one on the outside, right? So what you want to do, you want to go through, it's kind of like an offset. So if you guys have a charcoal grill, whatever the case may be, you could go through and so that it becomes kind of like a convection, right? So you got your burners on each side, nothing in the middle yet. In about an hour or so I'll come and I'll see how they're doing. Once I see that they're almost done, what I'm going to use a toothpick and see how easy it goes in to the potato. If it goes in without any problems, then we're done and we're ready to eat. Let me close this off so that I don't lose any heat. So, yeah, we'll leave it in there for a good hour or so. Once once it hits about an hour, I'll come out, check them out, see how we're doing, and then maybe turn on the middle grill, the middle burners there on the grill for it to cook a little bit more. So, let's see, here's my smoker. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to take out the ribs. My ribs are done. All I got to do is unwrap them, and then we got another hour to go on those ribs as well. So if you guys haven't seen my beef rib videos, this is one of my first ones. Very good. It's going to pair up very well with the potatoes, right? Meat and potatoes. Can't go wrong with that. So we'll see you guys in about an hour. All right, it's been about 45 minutes or so, and we got caught up in some rain. So checking the temperature, it's at 400 because of the rain. So I'm going to turn on another burner, the burner in the middle here, just in order for it to go ahead and help with the cook. That's how they look right now. I have my toothpick. What are you going to check here? Okay, that's going in smoothly. Oh yeah. Look at that. So that's kind of what you want. You just want it to go ahead and slide right in. You don't want to force it too much. See, look at that. and that's going all the way to the bottom. So we might be done sooner. Again, it's spread out more, which is going to allow more heat to come through and help out with the cook. So I'm happy that it's going through very smoothly. Let me check the end piece here. Yeah. So I'm going to say maybe another 10-15 minutes with the middle burner on, so that it gets, let me close this up again, so that it goes through and cooks a little bit better, just to make sure that they're nice and soft. And I mean, look, check this out. I mean, gosh, got caught up in this rain, crazy. But anyways, in about 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna pull my ribs. I'm gonna pull the potatoes here. I'll show you guys the ribs that we have going with the smoker. Let's see here. Yeah, check that out. That's some beef ribs right there. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good pair. So I mean, that pullback right there is ridiculous with some homemade sauce that we made. It's gonna be a great dinner. Got this one covered up too with the, I mean, so in about 30 minutes we'll go ahead and boil them and then start to eat. All right, so I went ahead and I pulled out the potatoes already. Here is the end result. Very happy with it. I'm gonna cut into it. There we go. Oh, that one got stuck the other way. There you go. And see these here, they must have not gotten enough foil, but I mean, you can, or oil. You can see they're not burnt. They're, I mean, they're. Oh yeah, that's good. I think it's part of the cheese that got it stuck on here. But let me see here. There we go. But you guys can see here. I mean, they're super tender. They're falling apart. That blend, the seasoning from Kinder's, the salt and pepper comes out. Let me get one with a little bit of bacon on there. There we go. And then little bacon. You can see they're soft. Oh yeah. So that's dinner. We got our beef ribs with the potatoes. So extremely easy. The weather didn't help out very much, but it took about an hour 10 for it to go through and be ready. So not bad. Again, on the smoker it would take about 3.5 hours. The flavor's there. Again, I think the cheese caused the bottom layer of the potatoes to kind of get stuck to the foil, but came out easy, not burnt whatsoever. It's perfect. So anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Again, if you guys want to know how to make my beef ribs, one of my first videos that I made right there. I mean, you can see falling off the bone. I mean, they are, oh yeah, look at that deal. Right there. But I'm going to go enjoy dinner now. You guys have a good one. Give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and tell your friends. Subscribe. Thank you. Till the next time.